Welcome back. Will Worsham joins us now for this week's Speaking Legal discussion, where he answers a viewer's legal question on air. Welcome, Will. Good to see you again.
Thanks,
I hope there's time at the end to discuss your Thanksgiving plans. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, here we go. All right. My son is a diesel mechanic and is paid on commission only. His pay period is Monday through Friday, and he gets paid the following Wednesday. Here's the issue. When he works on a vehicle, he doesn't get paid until the owner picks it up and pays the company. If the owner doesn't pick it up for 3 weeks, he doesn't get paid for 3 weeks, but he has done the work. He's also not been paid for work done. The owner of the company states that he screwed up the job and he wasn't paying him for it. I know this is not right, and he reported it, and if he reported it, the owner would fire him without a doubt. So, the idea of he's not going to get paid until the company gets paid, and then also the idea of if the owner says, you screwed the job up, although he did the work, he's not getting paid.
Sure. So there's several issues here, obviously. You know, first of all, this relationship is going to be defined by contract to some extent. So if he's got a contract, hopefully it's a written contract, although it's probably not.
No.
If the deal is you get paid when the owner pays, then you're kind of bound by that. I mean, if that's the agreement that you have, it sounds like he's working as an independent contractor, whether he should be or not, and that's a whole nother set of questions as to whether you really are an independent contractor, even if your boss, employer, considers you to be one. But let's just back off of that for a minute and say, if his agreement is, you're going to get paid when I get paid, I'm going to pay you when the owner of the car pays me, then you're bound by that. That's the deal that you made. So there's nothing inherently wrong with making that arrangement. Because it's an agreement between two people. Now, the next question was this issue of if he screwed up the job. I'd really like to know more information about that. Realistically, they should have an agreement to what happens in that situation. So if this is a scenario where the owner of the car came back and said, hey, the job wasn't done right, I'm not paying, and not the owner, but the employer here doesn't get paid, then we could go back on that prior agreement. You get paid when the owner pays me, and then he doesn't get paid because the owner didn't get paid. Of course, you could have also another scenario where somebody else has to redo the job. There's just a lot of factors that go in here. I would think that if the employer here gets paid, regardless of how well he did the job, he should get paid. And then if they have to adjust that because of something else, they'd have to do that.
Well, there was one other thing that I also thought. She said the pay period is between Monday and Friday. But if you don't get paid until someone pays them, you really don't have a pay period.
Well, I guess that's kind of true. I'm assuming, or I assumed for purposes of the question, that if an owner of a vehicle paid between Monday and Wednesday of, say, this week, then that would appear on next Wednesday's check. That just kind of made sense to me. You know, there's kind of this overarching scenario here, too, which is, you know, if he complains, he's going to get fired. Yes, that's probably true. Missouri is an at-will employment state. You can basically be fired for any reason. You still have some protections against retaliatory firings and whistleblowers and things like that under, if nothing else, federal law. You know, even when somebody comes in and talks to me about that scenario, you kind of have to sit down practically and say, even if they can't fire you, do you really want to keep working there? That they want to fire you. So there's burn bridge issues here that have to be dealt with as well.
So we've got about 30 seconds. What's his path to take then?
Well, me, I'd find a new job. I mean, if he's not happy with where he's working, he needs to get out of that situation. In lieu of that, let's go to the owner or the employer in this situation and say, we need to have a clear understanding of how this relationship works, and we need to put it in writing so we can refer back to that in the future.
So often the watchwords of everything, put it in writing.
Put it in writing.
Moving forward, make sure you have that figured out. All right, if you have a legal question for Will, email him at wworsham@color10.com, and he'll answer your question on the show. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right, Will, thanks.